All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Vulnerable. We have one of our friends here today and a special guest Travis. We'll kind of get into why Travis is here. It's going to be kind of a fun story, but we lost 5 minutes on our last episode that kind of led into Travis being here today and what Travis does. So I kind of wanted to recap that because we lost it, Joel. So at the very end of the episode, we were talking about shooting a deer, the client shooting the deer, and what you used to do once you shot a deer. So can you kind of reiterate that?
Yeah, I think we kind of, I don't know if you lost. I mean, I used to have a backhoe hole dug that we would gut them in, and I didn't gut them in the field. And now I just zip them and gut them wherever.
So you said something about gut piles too in the woods. We didn't get any of that on the last episode. Can you talk about that?
I used to be, like I said, we used to load them. And I will say the jet sled is the best thing in the world, is it not?
Yeah,
I mean, I've only used that thing for like 3 years, and I was like, why in the hell did I not do this thing before? I used to, drag them son of a bitches through the woods and everything, and yeah.
I saw yours, but I saw Travis's at his shop, and I went to and bought mine. I got it at the end of the year for like $49.
Oh, my jet sled has holes rubbed in the bottom of it now. It's drugged so many and stuff. Yeah, I mean, you can just a fence, a tree, you can just right over it. But I mean, now, like I said, we might not gut it right there where he dropped. We might get him out in the field or get him somewhere out of the way. But yeah, we just gut him right there.
Because you've seen evidence that it
like I
doesn't.
said, death is part of the world out there. As far as they'll walk up and sniff the gut pile, or there can be a dead deer there. They're going to walk up and smell the dead deer. I mean, death is part of their world. So
yeah.
I mean, and the only reason you don't do it is if it attracts coyotes or something there for them. But for the most part, between skunks and possums and hawks, and the gut pile's gone in a couple days. And yeah, I mean, there might be the intestines left or something, but the good stuff's gone in a couple days.
Yeah. So you guys used to bring them back to the shop?
We used to bring them back to the shop. Now, there's still times that if my father-in-law is doing a pickup or my son-in-law is doing a pickup, they just chuck the whole deer in my truck and bring it back. And then I usually go to the end of my driveway because Tim still has the bloodhound, and I try not to keep a gut pile close enough for Ruby to smell. So we'll go like right down to the end of the driveway, and I'll zip it out right there at the end of the driveway or something if it didn't get gutted. But yeah.
So you got, I mean, like literally though, I mean, what did you do with you had.
So I used to have a old cooler back here behind my house, and whenever it was warm, and every year the thing lost its entire charge. You had to have somebody. He probably still knows all about that. I mean, you have to come get them charged every year and deal with it, and it was actually. I mean, I don't know how long his uncle did it, but that's who did my. He may not have done it in the very beginning, but Travis's uncle was who first did my deer processing and everything.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Which uncle?
Jack.
Oh, Uncle Jack. Okay. Yeah. So now all the deer go to.
So, I mean, it doesn't get any better than, now I just about 2 miles down the road, 3 miles down the road. Sometimes if it's warm, we don't even pull in my driveway. We just head right to Travis's. Right to Travis's.
So I'm excited. I've been excited about this episode because Travis is genuinely my friend, Joel's friend, and somebody I've known a long time. And so Travis, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into what you do now?
What do you want to know?
So, like, what do you do, and how did you get into it?
Yeah, how did you get into butchering, period?
Well, I wasn't going to college. I kind of knew that, and Jack was doing deer. I kind of helped him.
So you started with Jack?
Yeah, a little bit down there. And then the local butcher shop in Jackson Center, I applied there, I think it was February of 2010, the year I graduated, and they called, and I just accepted the job and never looked back. Come to find out, I'm really good with a knife. So,
So you started because you lived in Jackson.
Yeah, at the time, yes.
That was how long after high school?
I started 2 days at Curly's Meats 2 days after I graduated.
Wow. I mean,
No shit. I
I
didn't know
mean,
that.
I don't know if you. I mean, I hear this, and I'm not blowing smoke that like Travis is one of the best butchers there is. Like
Dude, I would have no fingers if I go as fast as he does.
yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, that like, what's the most? Because I know there's the kill, then there's the the what's the process of like when you're working at where you worked at in Jackson Center, you guys could only do certain things, right? Like legally, you guys could only kill or something. You had to like ship them out, ship them out.
That was like a big thing because I know when Brenners used to do them back in the day. It's like people were pissed because I thought you had to close down taking beef and hogs for so many days, and then when gun season started or whatever.
So Curly's never took carcasses of deer when I was there, so I never really got to see that. But as far as what I know, you can still kill cattle and hogs, but like on your rail system, you can't have beef on there with deer on there, and like deer touching the cattle and the hogs.
Got it.
Just cross contamination.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If you have separation, you're good. Got it.
You know, a lot of your slaughterhouses back in the day that took carcass deer, they just didn't do the cattle and hogs, the shotgun week, the big week for everybody.
The big week.
Of course, you probably went to Stimwell's maybe back in the day when they was taking 100 deer a day during shotgun.
Wow.
And
But there was a time frame there where it was hard to find somebody that even did them.
Yeah. And how many deer did you? Because now, so I remember when Travis started out and at his property, it was just like one corner, and now you walk in and the whole barn is like, skin here, process here, and it's like everything looks professional and it's all laid out, and
we need a new building. I mean, that's just
He pretty much is to the point he's outgrown the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it started out your first, when you started, or when your uncle started, how many deer were you guys taking in roughly?
As far as my uncle, I'm not really sure the numbers. I know the first year I took it over, I think we did like 150, and from that year on, every year has been 120 to 150 more every year. We're over 600 right now.
Wow.
Steady.
Wow. Because I remember when we talked at the beginning of this season, you thought you were going to break like 500. That was kind of your number, and
that was over like shotgun week.
And you went over 600 this year. Wow, that's a lot of deer.
And then he kind of crossed the road of the vacuum sealing, and that like really is a game changer. Everybody likes their stuff vacuum sealed now.
It's just, you got to keep up with what the customers want and things of such. There's more things that I would like to do, and I could evolve bigger, but until I get a new building and certain other things, that's going to be a different talking
How
point,
how many pounds of specialty meats did you do this year? I mean, I know
I would probably say like 15,000 pounds, give or take, right in there.
It's unbelievable.
How much? Just specialty meats,
right? So, what % of the deer come in during archery season versus like gun season, gun week?
Shotgun week's obviously the biggest week. That's where your majority of your deer is going to come from. I think we took 243 in that week.
So it's like roughly half and half. You get half the deer through archery, half.
I wouldn't have thought that.
I wouldn't have thought that either. I mean, you were thinking it was going to be more what?
I mean, you pretty much can get during archery season. You pretty much know what's going on with the season by the butcher. The taxidermy and the butcher kind of just tells you what's happening.
But I mean, did you think it was going to be more deer?
No, I thought it was going to be more archery.
More archery.
I felt it was going to be 2/3 and 1/3.
2/3.
I mean, your overall numbers are probably more archery than overall gun for the year.
But I mean, the gun is pretty much 1 week. And
then you're looking at the 2 day too. You're getting at least another 150 deer in them 2 days. Maybe not that much, but you got to count at least 100 in them 2 days. And then you got the 4 day muzzleloading, which that kind of drops out because everybody's kind of done deer hunting. People don't like the cold weather and doing things. But
you're just not only local people and everything. How far are people driving to bring you deer now? I mean, it's like
I've got people from Southern Ohio, like
Marion,
Delaware, Marion, Ridgewood.
So I mean, like up to like an hour and a half.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
But there's not many people doing deer.
No.
Like one of the bigger ones, I think it was Warner's over there in Richwood.
Yes.
They only take deboned meat, and they was probably doing 1,500 to 2,000 deer a year on the carcasses From what
now they're
I've been,
deboned only.
from what I've been told, but
They were deboning only. That's all they were
No,
doing.
they used to
Basically, the meat had to be brought into them deboned.
So they
that's
paid someone
now.
like Travis.
That's now.
Okay.
they used to take the whole carcasses just like you guys bring me.
And
just-
was that because of the CWD thing
I think it was more help.
or help?
I mean, you drive by the place and you see lights on out there at 3:00 in the morning,
Yeah.
or 4:30, and it's like, oh, they're already started. But to do things efficiently, you just got to get an early start. Like, I despise gun week. It's just no sleep. I mean,
Right.
you get like 3 hours
Yeah.
of sleep every night.
I mean, I
plus-
know Gun Week. He has several people that take
Yeah,
their
yeah,
vacation and help that week.
Yeah,
and
especially my fiance there. That's a big help
Trendy.
right there. Just somebody in there to keep backpacking and moving while Dad's in there, taking instructions or checking deer in and things. Where I can just kind of stay on the table where things move faster compared to somebody not knowing what they're doing.
I mean, I know if you show up, you better have a 30-pack of Bush Light.
That's what I always do.
yes, you
That's-
arrive with a 30-pack of Bush Light.
That was my text to Chris. He goes, "Who you take your deer to?" I'm like, "Travis Harshbarger." And I said, "Make sure you take a 30-pack of Bush Light to him as well." So because your prices are great and you take care of people. I mean, it's fantastic.
I've had customers who are like hitting the road, and they'll stop there at 6 a.m. and pick up their stuff, and they will text me, "Dude, they were drinking twisted teas at 6 a.m."
Yeah. I mean, when I kill a deer and I text my wife, I'm like, I'm taking it over to Travis's. She's like, okay, so I'll see you in 3 to 4 hours. Yeah, gotcha. Because I mean, it's fun. It's fun to go in and hang out and talk to everybody and see what's coming
what's
in.
in the cooler.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
You're kind of like, well, who got that deer? What's going on with that one? What's going on with this one? It's fun. It's a good time. So but that I was going to bring up a point. He said like 240 deer. Your numbers. So he said 620. So it is 1/3.
It is about 2/3.
Yeah, 2/3
probably,
archery. Yeah. Yep. So how many people used to help you versus now?
I still got pretty much the same guys that have helped me across the board. And it's mainly Adderholt, my brother, and obviously my father. And that's really where it's kind of been at. And I'm thankful my brother has decided to take the week of shotgun off, and Adderholt, just with the farming and things, he can be there steadily available.
Yeah.
And I would not be able to do it by myself, even with my father. It would be impossible to do what we're doing.
Yeah.
There's just no way around it.
So Chris basically will cape them, correct? He does a lot of his dad does a lot of
because I work a full-time job. It's hard for me to him being retired now is convenient for
Very
you guys
convenient,
and
yes.
the morning hunts or things to drop a deer off and can do things where when we both used to work full-time jobs before we retired, everybody just dropped things off in the outside cooler and we'd get home. Well, I would beat him home at that time to the shop and open that door and it's like,
that's
it's
like depressing.
Man, there's 15 deer. There's 15 deer.
More
in here.
work
It's
to do.
Shit.
But what I was going to say is Chris said he went to bed with 15 caped out deer hanging on it was nice and cold out, and they kind of did a rail system where hopefully it was cold enough that they didn't even have to cool them. They could just hang. And he went to bed with 15 hanging. He woke up at 8 a.m. and they were done. At 8 a.m.
There's a lot of people that think, like in the evenings, a lot of people get off work and stop and pick their meat up. And I'm not normally around there, and obviously a fiance and a 3-year-old running around. A lot of people think I'm not there working or doing anything. Well, I'm up at 2 o'clock every day roughly, and that's when my day gets started by 3 o'clock. I don't get interrupted at 4 o'clock in the morning by anybody stopping in, or 6, 7. It's always 9,
Sounds
10.
like my wife with her job. Yeah.
So I mean, that's like you're either doing the deer or going into work. You're doing that schedule.
Yeah.
You're doing that schedule every day. What time do you go to bed?
It varies. I mean, there's certain nights like after deer season ends, you'll find me being a couch potato for a couple weeks, just trying to recoup and rest a little bit.
Yeah.
Normally, I try for about 9, right in there, to be in bed. Now, whether that means I fall asleep, at 9:30 or whatever, but I would say most nights 4 hours sleep at best.
So you'll even roll into where you work at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m.
I'm there at 4:30 every day. 4:30 to 12:30.
Cranking it out. 4:30 to 12:30. Is that what you said?
That's pretty nice right
Yeah.
there.
Well,
That
then,
was
then I
nice.
can leave there, and then I
And
hit the deer
go
shop
do the
up,
deer shop.
And before, obviously, kid getting older and sports would start and things, I would have a couple hours in there to try to get ahead on some things, or even paperwork or ordering supplies and stuff.
I better think about retirement before softball and all that stuff starts. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Of course, that'll be in the summer. Yeah.
he
Volleyball.
also has a beautiful 3.5-year-old daughter, right? Yeah, but you said about to start preschool.
Starts preschool this year.
In August.
That's awesome. You said I know people that are listening to this probably won't know Dylan Adderholt, but like it's like one of my regrets that like I only see you guys through deer season. I like Dylan a lot.
That's
like your
why
dad,
this
Chris.
is so great. I
Yes.
mean, they're 3 miles down the road, and we meet comes deer season.
Yeah.
So this is kind of
Hang out. Yeah, because when I picked up my deer, Dylan's like, "Well, I'm gonna be there that day. Why don't you come that day?" And then we can talk and hang out. And then we never made it happen. I ended up calling him on the phone talking. But yeah, so Travis, does doing all the deer processing and what that schedule is, does that kind of numb you to like deer hunting and deer and people and?
I would say maybe a little bit. As far as deer hunting, I really don't care about deer hunting anymore. It's just something that was fun. The old lady,
if he goes, it's to take them.
The old lady took it up. It's been 3 years ago, I think, maybe. Well, no, been 4. Little one's 3. She was 9 months pregnant when she shot her first buck.
Yeah,
I mean,
and she's killed some nice bucks.
That's dedication.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are we deer hunting?
Yeah.
Like,
You could go into labor any minute.
You're going to give birth and
Yeah.
shoot a deer.
it's like,
Yeah.
but no, it's an off and on subject there. The deer hunting. There's been times I've wanted to go hunt for a certain deer, and she changes the plans. Hey, I want a deer hunt last second, and it's tit for tat and things like that. But it's easier for me to hunt in January more than anything right now. Early season is not bad, but about the middle of October, there's just so many deer and shit
Starting to
coming in
roll in.
where it's difficult to actually go do something that you want to do, and that's just something I've had to deal with, whether I like it or not. I started something. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
It's
So
no big deal.
what are some of the things that you see that like are an indication of like things are happening for the deer season? Like deer starting to get killed or,
Like the rut.
yeah, is there
over
anything you see that starts to happen where all of a sudden deer start piling in or deer look different or smell different?
He
or,
knows.
Well,
I mean,
when you start getting, you take the first couple weeks season, you might get a few bucks there, but obviously they're pattern deer and they've gotten killed.
right.
And then you hit some does and stuff, and then it's buck after buck after buck after buck, and you don't see a doe for like 50 deer. It's like, okay, everybody's curious now. And they're moving, and that's really the tall tale sign right there is, okay, we don't see a doe for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's just one of them that,
Guys start whacking them.
yeah, they're just buck hunting now, and that's just the time of the year. And
You were
that's normally I'd say about the second, third week of October when that really starts to pick up on the buck side.
Yeah. It aligns right where Joel has been talking about this entire time. So the other thing you were talking about, the fat content on like bucks, you can really start to see that, that body weight shrink. And
Your early season deer are obviously a lot bigger in mass and stuff because they put their weight back on from last year and they've been feeding and all that, and they don't have all the testosterone through their body chasing and all that stuff, but they get tougher to skin and cutting and all that, and you can tell when pretty much the rut is on, in a sense, I guess. There's no fat on a buck that's been running. It's just all red meat.
Isn't that crazy?
how quickly does the fat disappear? Like if it hits like October the 15th, 18th, or 21st or something, how quickly do you start seeing bucks
Takes
with like
it into November, I would say, to be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like
There's
Through the rut.
Obviously, certain deer have been chasing at that time and doing certain things. Everything's
Yeah,
different.
if you're 30 days of freaking running 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 miles a night or whatever all over the place, you're going to lose all your fat.
right. When I'm leaning up, can you see him?
Yeah.
You can't see him. Okay.
So, how do you like a deer to come into you? I mean, you probably see it all as far as.
And what are the horror stories you see?
How a deer comes to you. I mean, are like half the guts in them, the heart and the lungs still in them? How many?
We see that more often than what you'd think. And
Because you got to reach up in there for the gut, for the heart and lungs, and some people might not.
Which is fine.
know.
That's not really.
Especially if you eat them.
Yeah. Well, I normally do save all the hearts out of the deer that come in there, and like shotgun, we will fry all of them up. And that's what we'll eat one night.
Nice.
I've never had that.
I haven't either. So what's the recipe?
I just saute onions, deer heart, and butter in a cast iron.
Pretty
skillet.
good.
Slice it. Just slice it.
Yeah, about say 1-inch pieces, chunks.
Really?
Yeah, clean it all out and get the veins out of it and all that stuff.
How do you get the veins out of it? How do
Just cut the heart in half, and it'll be self-explanatory.
You'll
at
start
that
pulling
point.
them out. You can see them.
You got to cut it out with
Cut
a
'em out.
knife.
Okay.
So it's basically the arteries running through
Yeah,
it.
basically.
God, I bet it's pretty tender, honestly, if you cook it right.
Come see me next year.
Yeah, there we go. How about that?
I eat chicken liver and gizzards, so I guarantee
Yeah.
I'd like a deer heart. Yeah.
So what's the funniest thing that's ever? I mean, somebody's brought you a deer, and you're like, what? And
Well, it had probably been last year. Guy dropped a buck off. That was a good deer. I think it went 158 and some change. And
nice buck.
we sat there, standing there drinking beer, all caught up. Everybody, there was, I don't know, a handful of people there. And a guy comes in carrying a trash bag.
We
I'm
were
here to
there.
drop-
I was there.
We were there.
I was there. I forgot
Yeah,
about
it was
this.
Ethan
Yes.
killed that doe.
Yeah.
And we were there. Yeah.
Brad Hippie was there. His buck was there.
Yep. Yep.
The guy comes in with this trash bag. He's like, I'm here to drop a deer off. I'm like, all right, how many pounds of meat you got for product? He goes, no, I'm dropping a deer off. We all just kind of like, what we're
And he
doing.
has a trash bag?
Yeah, we're all like, what we're doing right now? Like,
We were all standing there like
what?
what's in the trash bag? You know, it was a little confusing, and nobody really said anything. And you know, we weren't trying to embarrass the guy or anything. It wasn't.
I thought maybe it was just already quartered up. And,
Yeah,
you
it was
know,
the meat
whatever.
deboned.
So we check him in and all this stuff, and you know, took his instructions and all that, and we waited for him to leave, and it's like, opened it up, and it's like, holy shit! Like
Yeah.
this is the smallest deer I've ever seen in my entire life.
Travis grabbed it by the leg and pulled it out, and I mean, it was like it had to have been like a late fawn, like a very late fawn.
If I remember right, I think I weighed that
Like
in
what?
front of us. It weighed 15 on the rail.
Yeah, I was gonna say
He
like
got a total of 8 pounds of meat.
Was
out
there
of it.
spots on it?
it. No,
No.
it was just
I mean, and this
it-
was
it
a
was
gun
l-
kill or a bow?
It was bow.
bow
It was a
kill.
bow kill.
It'd probably been about
Who's
middle
going
of
to shoot that?
It would have been like end of
It'd been-
October,
it'd been
early
right around
November.
the rut time.
Yeah,
You
it
saw
was
it?
like first 2 weeks in November, right?
I mean, yeah, it was literally like this.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like just a medium-sized dog.
I mean, and he acted like it was
Like
and
a golden doodle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was smaller than
yeah, it was.
that. I mean, you know, I don't care what people kill. Everybody
Yeah.
thinks that's another thing with me that I make fun of people. I'm not making fun
No,
of anybody.
no,
If you are happy with what you kill,
Exactly right.
I'm happy
Yes.
for you with what you kill, but you're just asking a story, and
Yeah.
it's just one of them that
Yeah.
I thought maybe the deer was quartered up or whatnot.
No.
It just turned out to be a fawn.
It just caught us all off
like,
guard when he brought it in a bag, and it was just nobody made fun of him. We were all just like,
So
okay.
in other words, he was trying to hide it a little bit.
I don't
Brought it
know
in the
what
bag.
was. He didn't act like anything. I mean, he
Was
just
it
maybe
gutted?
Yeah.
was it
It was
gutted?
gutted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just. I think maybe whatever the situation was. So yeah, I forgot all about that too. You just said that.
Yeah, that's right.
How about water? Do you feel is water like hosing them out? I mean, some people. I mean, I've heard water introduction is like that is kind of a bacteria thing, or I don't
Well,
know. I mean, I wash my. I mean, we do.
most
wash
of
them
your
off
deer
if
that
they're
get
nasty.
shot, typically somebody busts a gut
I
or the
know.
liver or whatever.
That's
You've
usually
already
what I'm
got it
washing
in there.
off. Yeah.
And there's no way to rinse it off regardless. It all has to come off with a knife. You've seen your inner tenderloins after a gut job and it's got leaves and corn and
Right.
shit on it. It don't rinse off. You have to cut it off.
Right.
Even in what I do for a living, you still have to trim hair and things with a
I mean,
knife.
talk about them. There's probably a lot of people that, I mean, we talk to beginners here, and a lot of people don't know about the
Yeah, they don't.
inner loins.
They probably don't even. I mean, what's the best way to gut a deer? I mean, what do you find is the easiest way to gut a deer if you're in the field? I mean, do you have any tips or tricks for anybody? I mean, look up in there with a flashlight.
I mean, the best. I mean, I've gotten shot in the face so many times. The best is definitely a gut. I mean, I got a couple new knives with the gut hook on them. You know, and you
I would
zip
say
'em.
for inexperienced people, or even like you, the gut hook. Obviously,
The gut hook.
I don't use one just because of what I've did
I
my whole
know.
life.
I
and
I
things,
never
but,
have either.
there's things out there you can buy to make your life easier and things. But as far as busting it open and then cutting I don't even know what to call that. But then you got to reach up there, and for that, that's where it scares a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, when I made my fiance field dress her first deer, she did fine getting it opened and all that. And it was when she made that cut and it kind of like gurgled at her, letting a little bit in there. She's like, and I was like, reach in there. She'd reach in there like, what am I feeling for? Find the esophagus. She's like, what's it feel like? I was like, well, I can't stick my hand in here when
Yeah.
you got a knife in here,
Yeah.
Anyways, I ended up probably 99.9999 I field dress all her deer, which is no big deal.
Yeah.
But it is something that she does need to learn in case I am not around or Dad's not around or somebody can at least help her.
Yeah.
But there's things out there you can buy to make your life easier. But as far as my tip of doing things, I really don't have an answer.
Yeah.
What the best way for somebody to do things
Right.
is.
I mean, the best thing known to man is those freaking the
Man,
$2 gloves
I
that come
don't-
in the pack.
That's bad. I should probably. I mean, is
Shoot,
there?
I go through. I buy them like 10, 12 at a time.
I don't even. I just no.
$2.50. They go zoop, zoop.
I don't even
And
wear
then
them.
I have my knife. I fold my knife up with it's dirty. It goes. I pull it off and I put my knife inside the bag and zoop, and the only thing is you need to remember to take the knife out of out of it when you get back.
I mean,
But and the best thing ever is the replacement blades on
Yes.
those freaking knives, man.
You got to be careful on those
You do.
those razor blades.
Yeah.
So I know Havoc's the big name, but I went to Bass Pro or Cabela's, and they had what
Now, I
brand?
use the Havoc for when I'm caping them and everything.
So whatever brand I bought, it was kind of a knockoff. It was $19.99. The blades were $19.99, and I mean, I just
Havilon. Sorry,
Havilon.
Havilon.
But there was an off brand because those are expensive. They're like $100. Those Havilons. I bought like a $20 knockoff, and it was a hunting brand, and I can't remember what it was. And I mean, I just put a new blade on, zip, dump, cut the heart, cut the lungs out, pull them out, dump it again.
But what's the one knife?
You're talking like a
one with the replacement where you push the button and the blade comes.
That's what
off
I'm
and
talking about.
I mean, but not the Havilon, but the
it's three words, ain't it?
yes.
Havilon. I thought was the original replacement blade company.
Havilon's the little small one.
Yeah.
The Hunter, like it's something
Hunter
like
Safe?
that. Hunter.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Somewhere right in there.
Yeah, I think we're talking about the same thing. I mean, am I not talking about?
We are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
But the only problem with that is if it's not totally cleaned out, I've had the locking mechanism not work anymore, and it's kind of dangerous when you're in there and the locking mechanism isn't
Yeah.
working and it folds up on you.
Yeah,
and
because they're razor blades.
they're razor sharp.
I mean,
yes.
the one I bought come with, and they were a little bit bigger than the Havilons. They're about that long, and they come with replacement blades for the gut hook and just the normal.
Yeah.
I mean, I like get to the point where I time myself. I know that's a weird thing to do, but like I time myself to gut a deer and see how fast.
I mean, so I usually, I'm fast, and I start down at the, at the bunghole, and I up a little bit, and with that, and then I usually have my saw, and I usually bust the pelvis in two right then and there, and then grab the legs and
Split 'em.
Yeah. And then and everything you do then, you have a channel that it just all flows right out.
Yeah.
And then whenever you do that, then the butthole comes out and everything comes out. And,
I mean, if we're given what we do, I start from the top. I use my gut hook, slice them down, cut at the pelvis, break, push them down, break, and then I start pulling everything out. Start cutting the butthole out. Then I will cut the diaphragm out. Get up in there as high as I can. Dump them, lay them back down. Heart, lungs, dump them, load them in the truck
I
and
usually
go.
cut all that. I usually cut all that crap out of the way just so it gets air. So it gets air in there.
I mean, I normally don't split my pelvis, but you guys use different knives than I use. I got a 6-inch. My basically what I cut deer up with. So
Right.
I split the damn pelvis, so the thing will, when you're in the woods by yourself, so it lays
Yeah.
flat, and I'm like standing on its legs trying to,
Yeah.
hack away at it.
But anymore, I found it's just easier for me to throw it on my trailer and go down to my deer shop and use a hoist.
Yeah, that's nice. If you
But-
got a hoist, that's awesome.
But I mean, with Travis, and if I want to eat, if this is a deer that I'm eating, I want to do product, I want to do, which is generally does. I mean, I want to shoot the deer, see it fall over, and take it to Travis. Travis is very particular, and there's lots of times, because I talked about our buck hunting, and if we don't see it go down, give it 8 hours, and I mean it generally lots of times does not pass the Travis nose test. If it smells, does not smell good, Travis
Is
not.
that kind of your? Can
Yeah.
you just literally look and smell?
Well, so even like you, my rule of
I
thumb is,
I know when I drop it off,
yeah,
and I
but-
just
Yeah. Well, like after you got it, your hip socket where your pelvic is, well, if I break that and there's green in it or blue, nope, I want no part of it.
Deer's gone.
Well, you got to think that deer laid there for how many hours, all them guts in there, and that hide's just
gases are bad, man.
the hide's just a blanket, and
It
all that
is.
smell has to go somewhere, and it's got a little broadhead hole going through it. It just stinks. You
Yeah.
can cut a back strap out of there. And,
Yeah.
sorry. Like,
So
I mean, if it's a double lung liver, they didn't see it go down. We give them some time, and then we go recover them. That deer's usually okay.
Yeah, I mean, you
but if it's a
normally-
gut shot and it's 8 or 10 hours,
it's no bueno.
it's getting them gases, and it's usually no bueno.
But it also depends on the weather, though.
It depends upon the weather.
If it's 70 degrees out and you shoot it, and you go back you shot it that morning, you go back that night, sun's been out all day, it's bloated and
Yeah.
flies are already on it. Which I've seen deer brought in that's had maggots in it. It's like you can
Seriously?
take it back home with you. Like, don't even unload it, because I'm gonna do you the favor and I'm gonna throw it right in that barrel. Like, that's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah.
And
What percent do you lose of? I mean, like if you bring in 600 deer, do you lose 20 of them a year to not being?
I would probably say that's a good number right there. We had a guy last year, late season, he killed a buck, and when he dropped it off, I immediately was like, there's no way this deer's good.
And they're so excited and ready for their meat and ready for their.
And it wasn't even the fact that like he shot it bad or anything. I could see the shoulder blade bones and rib bones on the
so
hide,
it was a sick deer.
I would assume, or just wore down. But
Wore down.
I would say probably sick is more where it needed to be. But we got it skinned out. You could see every rib bone perfect, every shoulder blade bone. It's like that deer should weigh, just say 100 pounds right here, just an easy number, and it probably weighed like 40.
Oh wow.
It's like
Just deterioration in that certain area.
I just wouldn't eat it.
So here's a question for you: of all the deer that are brought in, how many of them have secondary wounds from the past? From
Man.
somebody shooting them with
Lots.
Yeah, like there's nothing better than grabbing a part of the deer and you run a broadhead through your hand or something
Lots.
that you don't know is there. Found 22 bullets in deers. You find slugs.
22 bullets.
Buckshot. Oh yeah, BB like pellets. Oh yeah, I've found
Just
it all.
illegal
Oh, yeah,
weapons that the deer's been shot at one time and
We've killed deer, and there be 22 holes through the back straps and through the
really.
Find more of
broadheads and their nostril cavities.
Find more of the broadheads and things.
Find
than
what?
anything.
Find broadheads in their nostril cavities?
Had one kill with a broadhead in the nostril cavity.
Oh,
it
my
was
God.
healed over. Yep.
Oh wow.
Like, I see more probably of like spine shot deer, and when I see that wind, an old wind from the year before, or maybe 2 years ago, how did it not paralyze that deer?
Yeah.
And it's lodged in there, and you can't even grab it with a pair of pliers to get it out, which it healed itself over and
They
things.
are
But
tough
it's
son
like,
of a bitches.
Yeah, they are.
to me, to find that, like, if you even drop a deer off, like, my broadhead's still in that deer. Like, I like that heads up.
Yeah.
I don't like to grab it. And it's
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
like, shit
Yeah, that's
hurts.
really one thing about the gut job. If you don't have your arrow in your hand, and it's be careful when you're reaching up in there.
Yeah. Well, make sure. Don't stick yourself, and tell your butcher that you didn't find your
find your.
Yeah.
Well,
give him a heads up. That's a good tip.
Last year, or the year before, a guy showed up, dropped a deer off, and it wasn't field dressed. No big deal. We charge accordingly to things. But the story the guy had was my buddy shot this deer, and while he was gutting it, he put his knife in his calf. So he had to go to the hospital.
Put his knife in his calf.
It went right in his calf.
What was he? Sounded like he messed up dramatically. Something was going on, stepping on something or slipped and something.
So the guy dropped it off. Dad's like, well, I'm not going to charge you. Like, that's just a...
Yeah.
The guy never deer hunted or anything. He's like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
I was told to bring it here.
That's how a local taxidermist died, did he not? I mean...
I think that was in the thigh and the artery there.
Yeah,
whatever.
he was...
What happened?
That's right up the road from your pro equipment.
Yep.
How long ago was that?
Oh, God, that's been...
20 years,
probably.
Okay. He just was, he was doing something?
We won't say the name of the taxidermy.
He did something.
That's terrible.
The other one, I was at it's tonight that's where I was going to be tonight if we didn't do this, is at Benny's in Marysville watching Tucker Munns go for, like, the winner gets to play open for Justin Moore at the Marysville.
Oh, okay. And he's competing, Tucker Munns?
And he's in the finals tonight.
God, I like him.
But,
I like that Tucker Munns.
Very good.
His grandfather? Is that who you're going to talk about?
No. So the other taxidermist was there that last Thursday. The one that they were partners, and the one was there that night, and I didn't know who he was, but somebody introduced me to him. But like his partner, they were caping or doing something, and I think he was by himself and hit an artery and bled out.
I mean, how many times have you cut yourself just throughout your entire life? I mean, I'm sure it's
you
enough
don't
that
wear
can't
any
even...
sort of braided gloves or no shit, do you? No.
I mean, I've got...
Dude, and he goes so fast.
I know.
It's scary.
It's an art. It's an art.
I've lost, severed a tendon there. That's got the bandsaw, took that knuckle out. Tip of that knuckle gone, that one.
Most of it happens doing like silver skin and everything. Or, I mean,
most of mine come on the kill floor and things when I did that. Just more or less going balls to the walls and put my hand down too fast, and there's the knife and things. Or like when I got my hand in the bandsaw, I was just trying to get an extra cut on something, and it decided it was going to spin, and it took me with it, and I went, well, I'm bleeding. Like, ain't no big deal. So I just, I was like, wait a minute, I can't hardly move my middle finger. And I just put basically a wash rag over it, and put tape over it. I was like, I got to finish what I'm doing. Of course, I did that at home when I was doing my own stuff, but I won't forget Dad's exact words that night. Like, I was like, I don't think it's that bad. Get in the house there and open it up. I can just see my tendon like frayed like fishing line. I'm like, you're going to have to take me to the hospital, dude. Yeah. So we go, obviously, into Mary Rutan. They're like, there's nothing we can do to you. You got to go to Columbus, make an appointment for Monday. So they just threw a couple stitches in it, put me in basically a splint. I was like, I just kept working. I was like, you ain't moving my middle finger. It ain't hurting nothing. I get down to Columbus, and he's like, yeah, you're going in surgery right now. I was like, oh. I filled out the paperwork and all that stuff, and I think it was like 3 hours later, I come back out of it, and he's like, oh, you're good to go. I think I had like 15 stitches in my tendon. Then I had like 12 more on top. I think I went back 2 or 3 weeks later was my appointment. Well, I went back like the following week. I was like, dude, things infected. Oh, I had pus coming out of it. Like, I did everything they told me to do, cleaning it and stuff. Like, my hand was just getting there, and I could grab it, and then there's shit coming out of it. Get back down there. He looked at it, and he's like, hopefully you can stay because you're going back under that knife right now. I was like, I hope I'm not paying for this again. He goes like, no. He goes, you're having just an allergic reaction to the sutures in your tendon. He goes, it's just something that happens.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's great. So, well, the running joke with this was, I told everybody, obviously, beaver trapping and things, that I got bit by a beaver. It happened right in that time period, and that was a running story. We went, fed work, a whole line of bullshit right there, and they was talking about it and all that stuff. It's like, got bit by a beaver.
Yep.
They're like, oh, I can see
I
that
mean, because
happening.
your finger wasn't even moving anymore. You cut the tendon, it wasn't even.
I lacerated it 95% of the way. If it snapped, they was going to have to go in my arm and find it. Like
Yeah, your hands are your living.
Yeah.
You're like a surgeon.
Yeah, I have to have them.
I always like watch. You'll go in there and like sometimes Travis will be nice. I'll be like, can I skin that one? And he'll give me a knife. You got to watch because his knives are like, I'm like worried if I lay them on my hand, they're gonna split me open. You know, sharp.
That's the problem with those knives. When you do a cut, there you don't even
You don't
know
even
it
know.
till there's blood everywhere, and then you start looking.
Yeah, yeah. I
That's
did
the way
that
those
at-
Havilons are.
when I was young. When JR had the butcher shop when we were young, I mean, when his grandpa Floyd had it, I mean, I did that, you know, just kind of got a little cocky and they're 10, 12 years old and took the glove off and I can't even remember it, you know, whatever. And it just kind of, and it just, you look at it and all of a sudden it opens up and then it just starts bleeding, you know, and it's like, shit.
But overall, I would say, I guess when I do something with a knife, it seems to be to the extreme where it does take me to the hospital. Just your random nicks and cuts. I mean, I've probably got myself, I don't know, 40, 50 times, but here in probably the last like 5 years,
Knock on wood.
I haven't did anything.
Good, good.
I was going to say you're.
It does happen. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just, you're playing with a knife
So-
sooner or later.
I wanted to ask, like, I mean, if you had to put a rough, just guesstimation to it, how many deer that are brought into you, if you have 100 deer brought into you, of that 100, how many had previous wounds or shots in them, you think? Or
I would say maybe 5%.
5%?
That I get
was
to
thinking a
see,
little
but
higher.
I don't get to see. You know, if I saw every deer that the state of Ohio killed, I would say probably a different number.
Right,
But
right.
it could be like I don't. Well,
And you might notice it, you know, it might be something
there's
that's,
things in there that obviously there's bones and things that I don't see that it could be lodged in there or a bullet or something, but it's not. I can't give an accurate number
Yeah.
on that because
Right.
it could be like last year. I don't remember a single deer that we'd found with anything in it, or I was not there and my help was there cutting deer and they found it. I'm not there at all times
Right,
to
right.
like even dad there skinning or caping can find something and I don't know it. So
Yeah.
I can't give you a real accurate
No, it's
answer
okay.
'cause I don't touch every deer that's actually in there at times.
yeah. So you guys are starting to do European mounts, right? You started that last year or 2 years ago? Your dad?
Quite a while, I think.
Well,
you're-
Dale started that down there
Yep.
with Jack, and then Dale passed, obviously, and then everybody got out of it, and then it was just one of them things right here. It was like, okay, everybody's got to go, say, an hour away to get it done or this, and it's like it's not that difficult, but a good job for my father. And
Yeah.
it's just something he's early in the mornings, and he can start boiling heads and doing what he wants before deer show up or something. And mind you, there's he may only do 2 that day or whatever, but hey, he's good for him. You know,
Yeah.
like if it's me, if I've got 15 of them there, I'm doing all 15 of them, and I'm trying to do it in about 2 hours. But I also look like I'm a drowned river rat by the time I'm said and done with all the brain matter and everything all over me from power washing. But
So I love it because it's like a convenience thing. I remember I cut my Illinois buck head off and just, I couldn't find anybody to do it. And then Travis is like, my dad will do it. I'm like, hell yeah, here, take it. I mean, you know,
as far as doing the heads, that's more his thing. I'll step in and help power wash or something and things like that, peel the faces out, get the hide off there, and maybe take the jawbones off and things to make his life easier and things. But it's hard for one person to sit there, and if you got 30 of them there, that's a lot of work for one guy.
yeah. So, I mean, go ahead.
Kind of a good tip with the European mounts is for people, if they stink, if you left that thing head cut off and then you decide you want to do a European mount, that stink really never leaves. Does it? I mean, it's hard to get the. I mean,
Well, I don't think the finished product smells as bad because the solution you're putting in kills bacteria. I mean, it's just what it is. It's a natural thing. We all use it in everyday world. Hospitals and everything use it.
yeah.
And but you smell it more when you're boiling the damn head because it's hot and it just stinks. Make you want to puke.
So I mean, like, cause I don't know the process. Generically, you have to skin the head, blow the brains out with a power
basically
washer.
just
and-
boil it. Do you have to skin it at all, or
We've did both.
Both? Okay.
The hide on's kind of a little bit more messier, which if you put a really fine tip on the power washer, you can kind of cut through the hide. but you also got to be careful not to put gravy marks into the bone.
Got it.
If you want to, like on me, when I do it, I only boil a head for 10 minutes, and then I work with a power washer over on it. Instead of letting it, like you're cooking a roast, you want it to fall apart.
Right.
That takes 6-8 hours. Well, propane's expensive. My time's valuable. I don't have time. I can stand there with water and gas, and 10 minutes I can have it clean, put it back in, do another head, and by the time that one's done, I can put that back in and finish what I'm doing, keep a cycle going. And there is times we run 4 or 5 turkey fryers with heads going, just so we can keep moving.
So it's like 10 minutes boiling, and then power washing, and then the final soak.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
There's
Generically.
just a lot of different.
Yeah.
And fresher the better. It works a hell of a lot better. Like if you drop your deer off, like say tomorrow, and hey, I just want a European mount. Great. If I'm already doing heads, I'm doing yours because it's easy. Everything's not rock hard basically.
So why would people even piss around with those beetles and stuff? I mean,
What do you mean?
Well, the beetle's got to be a temperature climate controlled thing.
Oh, you're talking about like beetles where they put them in, they eat it.
and they eat everything.
Yeah.
The beetles.
First of all, why does anybody mess with doing it themselves?
Because you would have to feed those beetles the rest of the year or whatever, don't you? Or
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming like on a maybe a very large scale. I don't know, but like I see videos of guys trying to do it themselves, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm taking it down there because I mean, you guys are charging what, $100, 125?
I think it's 125.
Yeah, I'm like, do it. You know, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's starting to get like hard to justify mounting a deer with the price of what it. I mean, it has to be something beautiful to mount a deer anymore.
Pretty much. Most people's bumping 1,000 anymore. I mean,
But a lot of people don't have $1,000 to.
No,
I know.
No. I mean,
but you start a deer that you may have mounted back in the day for $350 or whatever. You're not mounting now. You're doing a European.
Yeah. I mean,
so I say we take a break. He can get another beer, and then we'll kind of roll into the previous podcast stuff and roll that into Travis.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yep. All right. And we're back. Everybody take a piss and get their drinks and stuff. So Travis, I mean, what are the things happening right now we had a podcast with a gentleman on here, and we talked about EHD and CWD, and I kind of want to hear from your perspective. How is that affecting your business? What are you seeing? I mean, what are you calling BS on? What are you saying's real? And, can you tell? I mean, anything. Give me your feedback on that.
I really believe it's all BS, in my honest opinion.
Same here.
I think the EHD kills more deer than the CWD. That's just because of the time of the year with the summer and, just what we went through the last few days. Like,
sure.
If all the water's gone, I understand it. The CWD thing, you guys don't understand more what I have to deal with on things. But you can still eat the deer, even if it tests positive. So
because it has nothing to do with the meat. It just has to do with
ain't that sick then, right?
Yeah.
It's not cross contaminated. You can still eat it.
So I mean, what are the things you have to do, or the things you see? Because I feel like EHD is real, right? I mean, they die rapidly because they drink whatever, and that
EHD is the midge fly that buys.
So that one's not so much what I'm talking about, because I feel like we all think that's real and that's happening, right? I mean, they're dying.
We're talking CWD and the prions and the
So I mean, what are they? Has anybody and you don't have to say names or anything, but has anybody approached you and said things to you and I mean?
Yeah. I really am far enough away from the CWD counties in the state of Ohio. I think last year we took 3 deer from them 3 counties.
So what happens if we're classified as a CWD county? What is that going to mean to your business? I mean,
it could affect everybody in the hunt world. No more corn piles, no more nothing. So,
but is it going to affect your prices because you have to dispose of the stuff differently?
Yes. The system that we have now, like I said earlier, you can still eat the deer. So what is the difference where it goes right now, where it gets rendered down and cooked in?
So basically it goes to a dog food plan or something like that right now.
And if it was to be, we was in CWD in Logan County, They want to improvise everything to be in trash bags into the landfill and stuff. And now I have to pay for a dumpster, whether it sits there every week it gets picked up. Well, I have to look at the buzzards, the maggots, the flies, the smell. And now I have to figure out, okay, base my numbers off how many deer roughly do I think I'm going to do? Where can I put another charge in here to make it where I'm not paying for this dumpster?
Right.
Because no, the state should pay for that.
So
Their idea, the system that I have, and a couple other people that use the same person, it works totally fine. That's my opinion. This is something that if this happens, the state's going to deal with probably two people in the processing world where they're going to become very unhappy. And when that time comes, that time's going to come.
yeah. Well, especially when we're already in a need for processors, right?
I mean,
that's the biggest problem is like, what are you going to do with, what are guys going to do? Because we already have a limited amount of processors and people that take deer. What are you going to do when it's over?
The two biggest in Logan County, you're going to mandate and do things and want to do more, but you want to throw your stipulations on it. But where's our stipulations for doing your bullshit in return for us?
Have you talked to other butchers that are in other counties that are dealing with this? You don't. So, I mean, like, do you know that that's what they do? They make you put a dumpster out there and they make you put them in garbage bags?
Everybody's different. This is all just hearsay of what I've heard and ideas coming from people that I know and hear things from. But ultimately, it comes down to you can still eat the deer if it tests positive. Why can't your carcass, instead of laying in a landfill, like if every deer had CWD died in that field, what's the difference of you dumping your guts out there if it was positive, or you throwing it out back in your fence line? They don't
didn't say like that prion can live there forever.
Yeah, he did. He said it could. No, you're fine.
Yeah.
It's. He said that it could. He said that there's no way they've tried to incinerate. They've tried to whatever they've done.
How can you not incinerate in it?
They said the prions won't die, and it like lives. So here was my question: is like if his knives come in contact with a CWD deer, he can't wash it off. Bleach doesn't take it off. But this is what we're being told. So what's the point of all this? I mean, what's the difference in all this?
CWD's probably been here for how many years?
It's been a long time.
Been here a long time.
And now it's just a way to, in my opinion, to get more control on the deer. So the state now has more say what you can and can't do with your deer.
I mean, he said they tested like 5 and 6 year old deer bucks that were positive, and they were healthy.
Yeah.
So I mean, here's my opinion, and I know certain people are going to get pissed about this, but I think it's like global warming. It's like it's behind the scenes. There's like a money grab, and there's funding, and there's things going somewhere, and I don't understand this, and I don't. Nobody has showed long-term effects. Like if we don't do something now, in 20 years, we're going to have
What would
X,
be awesome is to have some people on here someday that were from the original Wisconsin hotspots.
Yeah.
Like this, in Wisconsin. And then they went in and eradicated all deer in their counties or whatever. Like that was their first.
Well, I mean, that's no different than what the state does in the spring. They get test deers. If you allow them on your property, they'll go out with high-powered rifles and whack 20
So
deer.
that was our next question we were going to ask you. Is that going on around here?
Have you heard about that happening in Logan County?
I heard it was happening across the road from my house.
I heard that it was going to happen around here, and they was going to start knocking on doors. And I would just politely tell anybody listening to this that's around here to tell them to fuck off.
Yeah. That's what they did in Hardin County is they went and I told you
they do have to have permission is what I heard.
And then those people that were saying yes were literally getting death threats and harassed and stuff, and then they're backing out.
I do understand that they're not your deer. They're not your deer. Technically, the state of Ohio, if you want to go that far, they are the state of Ohio to an extent. But them deer are on my property, and I don't want you on there. I don't really care. You're not coming in here shooting them. There's no... Now you want to pay me
so it's their deer, but if you're on a motorcycle and you hit it and die, can you sue them because it's their deer?
None of it makes sense.
Exactly.
But now if you want to go on my property and you pay me $5,000 for every deer you kill, have at it.
Yeah.
Like you want to go kill 20 of them, I'm in. Write me a check.
Right.
So,
but as far as around here, I do not know for a fact. I heard that it was going to start happening if they could get landowners to allow it.
I mean, it was in Hardin County, and we're right next to it, so of course they're going to start testing it and trying to get ahead of it, right? I mean, that just only makes sense.
Boy, that
that
makes
look
sense. About every night over my direction, over the railroad tracks, I do hear guns going off at 10, 11 o'clock. I just
So
thought
somebody give them permission.
You know who's over the railroad tracks?
Yep.
Big coyote guy,
Yep.
and I don't think it's him. It's more this direction.
Yeah,
I
we don't want to start like a rumor mill or anything, but I don't think that. So here was my rebuttal to that is, what does that accomplish? What does going out and shooting a ton of deer accomplish?
They're wanting to test them.
So you got results, and then what are you doing with those results? Since we can't cure it, we don't know about it. What are you doing?
I think that all falls back into obviously their testing is what they're doing, but it's their way of also population control in an area. Like you, for instance, on some of your properties, you have an abundance of does and stuff.
do.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But if they get a hold of that property and can go over you, and I'm only using you as an example just because you've got more properties
if
than
they
most
went
people,
to the owner,
and they went over you, there's nothing you can do about it. But if they went and killed 30 does off there, well,
probably be okay.
Well, yeah, but they
Just make sure they're does.
Population control still at the same time, even though the testing, but it's like, okay, he ain't killed does around here and everybody knows you. We've never seen a doe taken off here in 20 years or, however long or whatever. But it's like, okay, it's time to kill her, but they just went above you and got on there. And that was wrong too. That's your choice, what you're doing and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But I think there's more to it than just the testing. And I don't think that I think they just kill does, bucks, and everything across the board.
Well,
I'm not really sure.
I will say that I don't like when radical decisions are made with no facts. So when you start doing things, and we could relate that to COVID, we could relate that to our debt spending. We can, when the government's involved and you make decisions based off of information or facts, I don't like that. I don't like when you're just shooting from the hip and you think it
nobody really gives an answer.
There's no facts, there's no data presented, there's no, what is this long-term plan or what are you doing?
Even the CWD thing, I do not hear one single person come into my shop, should I worry about CWD? Nobody gives a shit about it. That's just the plain and simple fact about it. Everybody understands it's here, and it has probably been around here. Nobody cares. It's kind of a way to... I would hate to be in them 3 counties of hunting, and then I shoot a deer on certain weekends. I have to go take it here to get it tested and do this running around and do this and do this, and that's something that I have to abide by. I would get out of deer hunting.
There's going to be a lot of illegal activities.
So it would just be a stair-stepping thing so if we become a CWD county and it becomes a hassle with the butchers and the butchers become fewer and fewer, then he's probably getting deer from CWD county. I mean, that are coming to a non-CW. So basically, people from here are going to take their deer.
Yeah,
to
they're not creating solutions; they're creating problems.
Yes,
that's what you're getting at. Yeah, it's there's no solutions. There's no good solutions that have been presented yet. If they come out one day and they said, "Listen, we put $1 million into this study, and we found out in 20 years that the deer population is going to be almost nothing in Ohio," then I'd be like, "Whoa. We need to do something. So what are you going to do? Here's our plan." And when you present it, it's like a CEO running a company. You got to present a plan if you're going to spend millions of dollars and do these things.
Yes, in me, it's like the flu. It's not going to go anywhere. It's still going to be here.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if every deer dies.
Go get your flu shot, and then the strain just mutates and changes.
I just believe it's something that
just
everybody's going to have to deal with.
I was just curious if there had been any impact to you yet.
Not yet. There's always in the back of my mind with all this coming on that in 5 years per se, as you said, but with 20, there may not be no more deer around. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, okay, well, that was a fun run in this job, basically.
I mean, has anybody knocked on your door or said anything to you at all from the state? No, nothing.
So what about doe control? Like trying to lower our doe numbers around here as far as hunting and as far as, because there's definitely... you've been approached with programs and with this and that.
What are those programs you've been approached with?
I'm not going to mention things of that
Okay.
because I'm not 100% factual on that. But
Sure.
from
But
what
there's
I've
lots of
gathered,
ideas flying around
there's
right
ideas
now.
going around with how to get people to kill more does, and I just don't believe there's a possible scenario
I'm
out
with you,
there
too.
to make that happen. Ohio's a buck state. That's just plain and simple facts. You can't just entice me if I lived in Wyoming to come to Ohio to kill a doe. I mean,
Right.
it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
good standards even
Yeah.
as a resident here.
Now, the only thing I did hear recently from someone was I didn't mind this idea, which was, everybody always loves the bonus buck tag talk. But it was like if
That'll
you
never happen, I don't think. No.
Can't do that in Ohio.
well, I'm not going to say the name of who told me this, but it was a conversation. So here was the idea is that if you killed X amount of does, 4 or 5, and you bagged out, you got the extra buck tag the following year. That's how you got it. So if you killed your limit or even above your limit on the regions or the counties, they set the number so high that it was going to be like a challenge to do it. Then you got an extra buck tag the
I mean, the
following year.
problem is we need to be a physical check-in for that to be effective.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the
that's the
complaint.
problem.
That was the complaint. Is then there was all the ghost check-ins.
Because you can just call, yeah.
So what are you going to do when everybody succeeds its challenge and now all your bucks get killed?
Yeah. No,
And
I
now
mean,
your business is in trouble.
yeah. I mean, there's a balance in there, right?
I mean, and then the earn a buck thing, like you got to shoot a doe first, like that's going to be a rough for my business as well.
What is the? Yeah,
They
absolutely. So, I don't understand, how does the ghost tag thing work? Like, because I mean, you have a number, you have your Social Security, you call them in. Are people?
You
Is
just
the
call
is the government
whether you
not?
shot a deer or not, you just call it in.
Oh, I see
I
what
can-
you're
I
saying.
can give you-
I see. I didn't think about that. I thought they were using someone else's tag or something.
It happened with you a couple years ago with fish, big fish. You'll know who I'm talking about.
Okay.
When game warden come knocking down to my house last week in the season, he shot that buck.
Oh, yeah.
And he calls me. He's like, "Hey, I'm looking for so and so. Should have a buck down at your place." I'm like, "Dude, I'm at work. Like, you know where the cooler's at. Just go. Like, I can't stop you if you want in there that bad. Like, you have all the right." He's like, "Well, I'm looking for a ghost deer." I'm like, "What the f- are you talking about?" He goes, "Well, we'll get people that'll kill a buck, say in October, and they won't tag it in because they're going to wait until a bigger buck, and then at the end of the year, they'll tag that deer in just so they can keep the rack basically legally. But if they come knocking and you don't have that deer, you killed it on that Friday of the last weekend. Where's the carcass at? Well, it's cut up. Normally, a lot of your processors, which I'm trying to figure out a way to do this again, is put dates on packages so it was from the year when it was processed. Yep. Red flag, it was your freezer app, and you've got meat in there from October that says buck on it or whatnot, and there's the rack. Well, you just checked the deer in that Friday, that buck, same point, same everything. That's your ghost deer. You just basically did illegal activity.
Well, I mean, they're calling in you're getting a you always write down a confirmation
Yeah,
number.
I have to have that. But that does not mean that guy did not write a bullshit number on
Oh,
there.
I see. Okay. I always thought
That means not
just document that number.
whatever's on your tag you present me. That could be a bullshit bogus number.
Oh, I didn't know
But
that. I thought you had to call that number in.
No.
Oh, okay.
But if you pay attention to your numbers, your last 2 digits are always the year.
Yes.
So if anybody does not pay
Know
attention to that, they can, if they write 21 or it's normally 2 numbers. If they write me like an A and a B on the end, it's like, okay. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't happen. We're in the systems. Like we went a couple of years ago, shotgun week. It happened. Everybody's dropping deer off. They're like, dude, we can't get our numbers. I'm like, what? Like, there's 20 people waiting to drop deer off, and nobody can get a number. Well, I'm calling the state of Ohio.
The system wasn't giving them their...
Everybody was checking so many deer in, it just overrided the system. I'm calling Columbus, calling Adam. I'm calling...
Like, what do we do?
Do I turn these people away? Hold on. We'll call you right back. And I was like, you realize, like, my right back needs to be in, 10 seconds, or I'm going to lose business, right? They did it really short and fast, and everybody was understanding. They're like, you can take every deer Just as long as you have your
Take
name,
them all
name,
and let the
addresses,
person
and
call
phone
you with their
numbers,
number.
and you can cut it. And when they come back and pick it up, they can give you your number or however.
That's
We just
cool.
got an overload of the system. I'm like, and it wasn't just me that was. It was everybody that was trying to drop deer off. The other guy I'm friends with in the processing,
Like trying to watch the Conor McGregor fight on pay-per-view.
The glitching. Oh my god.
I mean, what am I supposed to tell you? Like, that's not my system that's failing.
Yeah.
That's the wonderful world of the internet.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Good old state of Ohio,
is
really,
what-
right? Yeah.
But they was nice enough. Like, you know how many people would have been pissed off that they had to drive if they drove an hour or hey, I can't touch your deer. It's like you guys just cost me a shitload of money. But
Yeah.
they was nice enough and
Yeah.
let people drop it off.
Yeah,
They're
that's
like we know, like you're fine if you
And
guys.
this was during shotgun season.
How? By the way, everybody, don't be writing numbers. Don't be using the system that Travis just said to do illegal activities, because you probably just educated people. Not that that's our problem, but like you probably
Well,
just
I
educated
mean-
people, and that's fine. I mean, if they're going to do illegal shit, that's their problem. But how often does the game warden stop in to check in with you?
Normally about once a year. He wants to drop me off some new, like my paperwork that I got to fill out.
Oh,
and
okay.
Just talk, shoot the shit. And there's times during the year he'll text me, hey, how's business? Or, you
That's
see
cool.
anything suspicious or anything like that.
Is Adam Smith still our
Yeah.
game
Yep.
warden? Okay.
Yep.
Yep. Cool. He actually might be a good one to have on, right?
I've got his number.
I do too.
I
Okay.
do, I do
Adam's
too.
number. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, so the I was gonna kind of go to. I got a couple fun questions here. I wanted to ask this. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. What was the? Have you ever opened up a deer? Have you ever gutted a deer and like, or has someone ever gutted a deer, or have you ever seen the inside of a deer and like something's really caught you off guard, like in their gut, in their stomach? Anything anybody ever told you anything, or anything ever happened that's like that just isn't right?
No.
Nothing like that. The one thing I was going to bring up
Like
was
an alien
I didn't
inside
know.
of it?
You know, there could be something like they ate something. You're like, what the hell? You know, I know you don't see a lot of the gut piles and stuff, but wasn't there a story with the fangs on the?
The vampire deer this year we got in
Yeah, who shot that?
Jackson.
Jackson, that's right.
So what's
And basically back in the day, if you look back at the lineage of deer, they used to have that back in the day, and it's like what, one in however many thousand will have it now.
what is it? Does anybody know why
Like
they?
they're this in size for almost like a fang.
Yeah, 2 fangs.
I mean, I wonder if they like was there an evolution thing that they used to
Yeah,
rip
Kind of
it?
an
I mean,
evolution
If
thing.
you looked it up on your phone, it would give you a better description of what
Like back in
things
the
were.
day, Chris, they basically used to have that incisor or whatever used to be a fang on, like a long time
Basically
ago,
two
the original
canines right
two
there.
canines.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Jackson's deer had them this year.
Was that the first one you guys had ever
That's the
seen?
first one I have ever seen.
I've never seen it.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Yep. And a lot of people really don't know that. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what tooth it is, but basically between Travis and the taxidermist, a particular tooth will get the rings counted on it just like a tree.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No. Explain that.
So you can send off a tooth to a lab, and that tooth gets counted just like the rings on aging a tree, and it will be the exact age of your deer.
I didn't know that. Is that the most accurate way
That
to
is the most accurate way
did not
of
know that.
the
Like
precise age of your deer.
Like the vampire deer, a lot of people don't see that because once you keep your deer out, the taxidermist does the face, so you wouldn't know it anyways.
Wouldn't know it. Yeah.
I'm not saying you wouldn't. You've caped out many faces,
Yeah.
but like you, for instance, killed
Yeah.
that deer and like, oh, I'm getting like your deer. You'd never know if it has it in there. Your
Yeah.
taxidermist will know it before anybody.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
he's not going to say nothing because it means nothing because it's getting thrown away.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that's not saying there couldn't have been.
Yeah,
other-
I mean, there absolutely
Yeah.
could be a bunch of them out there that do that, but the taxidermist would see that more than anybody,
More.
unless
We'll
you're doing
have to
that.
ask Rick about that.
I sent him the pictures. He's like, I've seen a bunch of them.
that what he said? Yeah.
So what makes, and I asked Joel this question in his business, what makes a good customer, a great customer, and what makes a bad customer in your...
Oh boy.
One that picks up their damn deer and pays you. I mean,
yeah. I mean, yeah. There's good customers. Obviously, your repeat customers that keep coming back, and like you said, bringing beer or something like, hey, thanks, appreciate it. That just shows like respect thing, or maybe friendship. I don't know the right word here, but
Yeah.
like that's appreciative. Like it goes a long way, and that just shows like we're doing a good job and things, and or just stopping in without a deer to bullshit and drink a beer or two or whatever. The bad people, obviously not picking up, paying in a timely manner. There's really not a bad way to put anybody in that situation of saying they're a bad person.
Right.
Some people get sticker shocked. It happened this year.
yeah, you told me that story, or your dad did.
It is what it is. I believe.
They ordered like a bunch of specialty meat. And
Yeah, his bill was like $600.
Holy shit. He must have ordered everything in specialty meat.
He kept his back straps, and the rest was all summer sausage.
No, that's going to be expensive.
Just a base on what I can roughly tell somebody. I can give you a ballpark range what your bill will be at. And when he never come and picked it up, and then through texts and things, it was just south. And it is what it is. I just keep names of people that I don't want back. I don't have a problem. I understand it was sticker shock. But that's what you ordered and what you told me when we took your instructions.
Yeah.
Like, we probably told you it was going to be close to the $500 range.
Is that like, do people a lot of times not, what, is it one or two people a year that don't come and pay for their deer, or they don't want to come pick it back up?
I think this year we only had 5.
5 people?
That's pretty good.
There was no, a lot of it was like your people late season dropping off meat, have snack sticks made or some summer sausage or something. It wasn't like it was the whole deer or anything. But I also allow 2 weeks after the season ends. That's when you have to pick it up. If not, when I shut the freezer off, your shit will sit in there and rot. And I throw it in a dumpster.
Yeah, then it's gone.
Like, it is what it is.
It's mathematics. If you want 20 pounds
X amount
of sticks, here's the price. If you want,
yeah. And I know, like, I always, like, for anybody local that's listening, I know that, like, when Travis tells me it's going to be done, I try to get it within 24 hours because you need the space. You're pumping out so many deer, you need the space.
It's not so bad, like, starting in October and November. It's when you get the middle of November and rolling into shotgun week. Like, I try to have all the freezers completely empty and the coolers empty before Monday of shotgun. That way we can just start skinning deer when they come in, and then when Tuesday starts, it's just balls to the walls. But shotgun week is obviously the most binding because take 50 deer in, say on Monday, we're cutting 50 the next day, and then we're skinning 50 that night. And we're going to repeat the cycle.
The ticket is those the freezers with the freezing rack. So what's the temperature in those freezers?
Both of them's -20.
Yeah,
holy shit, -20?
Yeah, wow. It like sits on those racks, and it's, I don't know how long, but it freezes pretty fast on those racks.
Normally 1 box of meat, when I put it in, I can have it frozen in about 12 hours.
Wow. Yeah, I guess I never thought about that because like my last doe I killed was 2 days before gun season, I think, and we just bulked it out. I picked it up like the day of gun season. It was already frozen. You're right. I never even thought of that.
But like doing the volume that we're now seeing on my end of it, obviously business is growing. Like I can't just use chest freezers and that. It's impossible.
You got what, 3 walk-in freezers now or 2?
I have 2 walk-in freezers. The one that sits outside the brown box, I can actually switch that to a cooler or a freezer if needed. There's a lot of that one really don't get turned on. That was more or less, that one was put there to appeal him when me and Dad was still working, so people could drop deer off without us being there.
Oh, gotcha.
That was put in there, but we also put it paid the extra money to have the freezer so we could go.
Yeah, that's nice.
Vice versa.
During shotgun, you can utilize it.
So like that one, I don't even think got turned on last year until maybe like middle of November.
Because it was so nice and cold during shotgun season this year.
Well, but I'm talking because the other white one there that we managed with that freezer and the one in the room. Yeah. But now when shotgun started, we turned the brown one on just so we had the extra room. You're putting 50 well, let's see, 50 deer a day. Every deer is at least one box, but most of them are a box and a half. 100 boxes every day going in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
that's
need
a
people
lot.
there the next day to pick your shit up.
Yeah.
So do you get in do you get in such a bad mood like Jack does during shotgun season? Jack hated shotgun season. Oh my gosh. They come in all shot up, you know, and they're all bruised and 5 bullets in them and
Everybody down at my shop hates my attitude, but it is not out towards. It's not out towards customers or anything. Like, we all make running jokes, but my attitude is behind closed doors. It's
Okay.
at 3 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock while we're cutting
Okay.
deer with everybody.
very
else.
good.
Two
You've departmentalized.
2 hours of sleep, you're drunk, wake up, and Adderholt walks in with a case of tall twisted teas. Here, we got breakfast. Here's eggs. Here's a pork chop. You start it all over again. You got to wait for my fiance to wake up to actually bring like biscuits and gravy and shit down there. And
Yeah.
by the time people get there 5 hours later, there's 30 deer cut. And they're got to vac seal it. And the hamburger's done. Like, Dad's still asleep. Mile late, you know. It's just me, Dylan, and my brother. Like, we're just getting drunk.
I love
like
that.
We're
3
getting to
o'clock.
the good stuff
I
now.
love that.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock. Like,
Fucking drunk.
well, probably not even had a chance to sober up. From the
Yeah,
night
there you
before,
go. Just
but-
rolling through.
But it's, you know, that's just good memories and things. But as far as me getting aggravated and things, I get more aggravated with my help rather than anything when I dealt with it more this year. Like, I had 20 deer there to skin, and everybody's like, oh, I'm out, you know. It's like, are you guys kidding me? They're like, dude, we've been here for like 12 hours. I was like, I understand that, but I was like, whatever, no big deal. It's my business, you know, I understand.
Yeah.
So there I am. I think it was like 2:30 in the morning. I finished skinning deer. I was like, yeah, might as well just start cutting deer. I just started throwing deer on the table, and about an hour and a half later, here come Dylan and my brother. And
Rolling back in for
started
the next
and
day.
I was like,
Chase.
this is not going to be a good day.
No.
Didn't like quit
No.
drinking.
So you need to have like maybe a cot and a little sleep room or something there.
Well,
or something.
a couple years ago, me, Dylan, and Dalton, we got busted taking a nap on the cutting table. It was more or less like a 5-minute nap.
Yeah, a little
It
5-minute
went
napper.
yeah.
The during gun season, do you prefer people not to kind of stick around and hang out during that
It
time?
makes me no difference.
You
You
don't
can
care?
hang out outside of the room, but when I'm in there working, I don't need you right
Yeah,
here because
covering.
the way me and my knife, I don't
Yeah.
want to accidentally when I
Yes.
bring it back run it into somebody. I would, in a sense, prefer if you want to stand there and drink a beer, like don't make it an hour beer, like make it a 10-minute beer and
Yeah.
carry on.
Yeah.
But I don't mind the people being there and hanging out and drinking and all. I don't mind it.
What's your go-to like fat percentages on like mixing in bulk, or like what do you see gives the best
Yeah,
kind
some
of?
people are anal on that, aren't they? They want like tallow mixed in with it or whatever.
I offer beef or pork fat, but probably 95% of the people don't want it in there. They just
Really?
want a straight deer burger.
Really? I mean, I always get like 90-10 or something, or like 80. I always tell him
I do-
roughly. I mean, I
do,
don't care what he adds. I just say
do.
put some fat beef.
I do 10%.
Yeah.
So like if you had 20 pounds, 2 pounds.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
But-
I mean,
If I don't weigh it, I eyeball it. I'm not gonna.
yeah.
lie about that.
It's, well, you told me that. You're like, I eyeball. I'm like, just put some fat in there and like, because it
Yeah.
fries up
Even
nicer.
like Adderholt and my brother, they'll watch me start mixing deer product and shit up, and they're like, "You don't even use the scale." I was like, "I know where water needs to be and what like I
Right, it's a
just did
feel
it so
thing.
much. I know where it's at." They're like, "Well, can you at least like put a permanent marker line and stuff on the buckets for us, so if we're mixing for you while you're running the stuffer, we don't have to continuously ask how much is this good enough?" You know? I was like,
Yeah.
obviously, it's just something I do enough that I know where X amount of water that I need and things are
Yeah,
at in there.
yep.
And
So what about over the years, Travis? Have you seen like bucks, like genetics, antlers? Have you seen like deer getting bigger? Or I know you're taking on more deer, so you see a bigger range. But like, do you feel like people are becoming more particular, bringing you bigger deer, more mature deer, or do you see like it's all over the place still?
No.
Every year's a reset, isn't it?
yeah,
I mean, every year's a
you,
reset.
you're gonna have your old deer that gets killed, your big deer, and then like in all reality, all the deer that I took last year, maybe 15 of them was 150, 160 inch deer.
Yeah.
Across the board, and then you're stuck mainly in your everyday deer, 120s, 130s, and your 140s. That's where you're at. You don't like if I did nothing but 160-inch deer to 200 deer round, that'd be badass. But there, I
Far
believe
and few between.
I believe there's enough deer out there that can do that for where one processor could have 50, 60 deer that he processes of that range. Around here, that's not going to happen. It's a reset, like you said.
You probably get a feel though for who are some of the better hunters in the area, though, right?
I can about contradict of certain names and things anymore of what somebody's dropping off.
Yeah.
He's hit or miss at times. He's very big hit or miss at times, but that's not
Joel
particularly. Well, yeah,
Now,
I mean,
sometimes they may go in with the head already off of them.
yeah. So
Gotcha.
I don't see things, but
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying hit or miss. Like I don't get to see. Sometimes I don't get to see the rack. I have no idea what they killed. Or shockingly, he shows up with a 200-inch deer. It's like,
Are you guys like hiding the deer, or like what's the story behind?
I mean, sometimes we might cape or take the head off before it heads.
Is there
to
a reason
Travis.
for that?
Yeah, just so it's not be everybody gawking at it and stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
well, that's fine.
But then there's a lot of times that he'll show me the pictures and things.
Yes.
Like I don't.
Yeah.
That's just something that I know he wanted to say and things. But
Between you guys, sure. Yep.
But you're I'm more stuck on the 120 to 140 inch range deer constantly.
That's a lot of them around,
Sure.
Yep.
I'd say every year they get killed, and the next year there's that many more of them in that same realm, and that's where they're at. You don't get things like this that miraculously just show up every week, or you don't get 10 of them in a year.
Right.
Now there are probably places like Southern Ohio where there are more deer killed than where we're located at that do see a lot of deer like that and things. But
you need to go to Bussey's to see, but he's also they're coming in from
all over
a large area.
I mean, he's probably getting some definitely out of Ohio, right? I mean, he's probably no.
Yeah, I mean, but they're coming from Southern Ohio. Yeah. They're coming from a distance. Yeah.
So, by the way, I was told that right now in the state of Ohio, there's like 100 to 300 black bear. Did you guys know that?
I mean, I know that on
the internet,
WHIO TV Channel 7, like there's been 2 Greene County ones like spotted.
So the reason why I knew that is because I asked somebody that would know that, and they told me that they think it's 100 to 300 in Ohio.
I mean, Tim up Akron direction up against Pennsylvania, they always have them on feeders and stuff up there.
Yeah, but that area's notorious for the Pennsylvania and things like that.
I mean, we talked about that, like said a male when he's like venturing out, they could travel 100 or 200 miles.
Yeah.
A male could.
Cincinnati's not that far.
No.
Kentucky.
No.
But my thing is,
Greene County's an hour away.
Yeah. Right.
But
right.
The Kentucky or Pennsylvania to like say here, how would that bear go unnoticed?
Correct.
Going cross country with you got Cincinnati, you have everything coming up through there, or
So there was the person that told me that also said that they think that the reason why they don't go report it is because like some people just like don't believe what they're seeing, so they don't report it, and then like somebody will get an actual video or picture of it, and then they'll call it in. But like they think a lot of it is like either it's already common, they're seeing it all the time, and they don't think to report it, or they don't want to report it because they feel like that's not a bear. That's not a bear.
Or a giant raccoon.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, that kind of makes sense. If you're seeing it all the time, you don't think it's a big deal. Or if you see it one time, you're like, I didn't really see that.
Yeah, but what are you going to do around here if you're deer hunting or you're picking up hunters? And actually, there's a black bear.
Are you allowed to kill them?
I don't believe so.
You can't. You can't do anything about it
unless they attack you.
Yeah.
But playing that story off, even if you did kill it, to say it was attacking you.
Yeah. You better have proof, right?
Yeah, I mean,
there's no black bear attacking you.
No,
but that's like the bobcats that are around here. Things,
but see a couple bobcats.
So we allowed to kill them? Nope.
You're not allowed to kill them?
No, nope.
Oh, see, I thought you were probably allowed to kill them.
Nope.
Gotcha. I didn't know that.
I mean,
glad you guys told me that.
They're protected.
So.
But yeah, I mean, but like me on my side, it's like, why can't I kill it?
Yeah.
Like, that's just another nuisance to wildlife.
That's why I thought you could kill it, because it's not supposed to be here or something. That's what my justification was. I didn't know that. So, let's take another quick break here. All right. So, Travis, just a couple questions to wrap up here. Joel was talking about I think the last episode, like a crazy kill shot. Like, I think it hit it in the artery in the leg or something.
Yes.
Have you ever seen a kill shot that's just like, wow, what the hell?
Where there's not one hole in a deer.
Yeah, like anything that's come in. What's the craziest kill shot you've ever seen? I mean, it could be a headshot, could be anything.
Well, the headshot kind of took it with Hatterholt years ago, but that was also like me to you with 45-70. There was no head left, but I mean, as far as what you're asking, things I've never
He probably had splatter on himself.
seen. I can't actually say I've never not seen a deer without like blood on it or where it come from, but as far as like a miss or a heart attack, I've never seen that.
You've never have you ever seen him like hit him in the leg? Or
I've seen leg shots where it clips the artery
We've
going
cut,
in there. Like they'll come in 3-legged and it's got the artery or whatever. But as far as like if you're asking for a mystery wound of how it died, like just a
heart attack,
like the force of the bullet or whatever going past it and it just exploding or whatever, and it not actually damaging the deer, I've never seen.
No,
that.
I meant like, so Joel was saying like one guy hit it, like he said it was a complete miss, and then you guys kind of went into the woods and hit
basically
it in the artery in the leg, you know.
Yeah, roll the deer over and there's not one hole in it, and you're like, where the hell did they hit this deer?
Yeah. So you've seen that too?
Yeah.
Just a couple other little weird questions. What's like one myth about processing, or like questions you always get and you're like, I mean, like, I know one's like, am I going to get my own deer meat back? Or like, what's one myth about processing over the years that's like, you just don't think that's, you're like, that's bull crap.
There's a lot we could go into that, but like, what do you like particularly, I guess?
I mean,
are you wanting to hear?
No, it was just my question, but like, I mean, do you get your own deer meat back when you? Yeah, you always get your own deer. I feel like that's always like the one question everybody always thinks. They always like, I get my own deer, I don't get my own deer back. I always knew it was true because I've seen your process and stuff, but I didn't know if there was anything else that come to mind.
Yeah, I was saying you've been there and watched this cut deer, and that deer gets ground, and that deer gets stuffed, and it all goes in the box.
I didn't know if there was anything else that come to mind.
No, don't get me wrong. There's, I guess, going on that. There are people that do start rumors and things, and there are probably places that do like mix their not the different meats and stuff and whatnot. But you've been there, you've seen it, you've been there, you've seen it.
It's pretty tight rip.
Yep.
So, anything? Last question is what is one thing you want everybody to? Is there anything that you want them to stop doing? And I mean, that could be like anything from bringing the deer in, the way they bring the deer in, to staying in the processing area too long, or I mean, is there just anything that bothers you at all? Or are you too laid back to like care about it?
There's nothing that really bothers me. Anything that I say is not gonna matter. I'm still gonna get a gut shot deer that stinks. I'm still gonna have to throw deer away. I'm still gonna get frozen deer. I'm gonna get spoiled deer. I'm gonna get people that are unhappy. It doesn't matter what I say to answer this question. None of it's going to ever.
Man, the worst thing is those the legs. I mean, those legs get cold. They get froze, and they're froze forever.
Shotgun week there that Thursday.
So, in other words, if it's cold and you hang the deer out and it gets to teens or 0.
I'm not going to mention a guy that's pretty good at doing that, but
the legs will freeze and take forever to thaw.
Oh, I got you. Like you leave it hang too long before you take it to Travis. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.